Today, I show how to download a model of a character, make sure that it all fits together well, and make it so that you can print it. Anyway, stay tuned. Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Inventomark, and today I'm going to be going over how to repair models that you download from the internet. This is just one that I searched for free character model at this web address up here, and basically I downloaded it and I'm just going to import it. The file that this one uses is an object, so import object is wavefront and Iron Man. And when you first open the object, it looks alright. It's not too bad. Not all of them are going to be this decent in shape. And when you change it to the flat settings, it shows the actual mesh and what it looks like without it being smoothed at all. But when you go into edit mode, I don't know why these are like that. It's I think they got an edge on them or something. But if you want to find out what the why it's not manifold for printing, what you need to do is Control, Alt, Shift, and then M, and that will highlight all the different things that are wrong with the object. So we got issues with this hand, both the knees and the other hand on the same side. So what we need to do to work on this and fix it is do that, and then what I'm going to do is just deselect everything but that one little area. We're going to start off with this area and look at that first, and I'm going to use perspective mode to do this because you need to be able to look at, see what's going on with it really. So it looks like there's actually just two different objects in here that are kind of just all grouped together. This might take a while to figure out how to fix it, but I'll sure try. So anyway, I'm going to start off with the vertexes and see kind of what's going on here. You look at the object and see what's going on with it and what different methods we can use to combine the objects. So if we just select that hand and press Control plus, just keep doing that, it'll select the entire object that's independent of the rest of it. The reason why it's not manifold is because this entire hand is not connecting like it needs to be. So what we need to do is select everything, then hit Control P. No, not Control P. Alt P. No, not Alt P. No, just P. Yeah, P. Okay. But I lose parts. So many shortcuts, it gets confusing over time. So if you look, there's a whole bunch of different objects now that weren't even part of the model to begin with. And they all have the same origin. So what I'd like to do first is work with this hand, that's where we started at, and do Shift H, hide everything but the hand. I'm going to make every object in this a solid object before we join them back together, and just leave them where they're at. So just make a face on that. So this is a solid object now. And if we do hit A to select everything, you can see that this object's still not manifold somehow. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, there we go. I found out why. And I'm going to change the display to even smaller. Right here, this is the when it starts clipping on how when you're in close. This is for distance. as you try to have that as big as I can. I keep forgetting to save my startup file so that it's not there. But see, we got this little vertex here sitting out in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. So I'm just going to delete it and make sure that these other two that they were connected to are joined together. So I'm going to select everything again, deselect it, do the Control-Alt-Shift-M, and looks like that's manifold. Everything's solid again. So we got that part correct now, and do Alt-H to unhide everything back. Let's go Shift-H and do the same thing on this hand. So it's hollow as well. Make it solid there. And it looks like we have the same issue possibly again. Just zoom in on these. Yep, delete that little vertex. Do it all again, Control-Shift-M. And so that is a solid object now. So we got both the hands done. So Alt-H to unhide everything. Let's work on the main body now. So definitely not a solid object. And so I want to work on this area here, so I'll just select one of these vertexes and hit decimal point that zooms in on that specific spot. And I'm going to deselect everything and see what's not manifold about this. And it looks like that's just not hollow, so I'll deselect everything, make a face out of that, and see if it causes any issues there. Nope. So it looks like that's all that needs to be done with these corners, or this model basically. On those, these looks like it's the same thing. Go to edit mode, deselect everything, do the same thing again. Looks like that's solid. So Alt-H to unhide it again. So let's look at the boot here. Looks like this is the same issue. Just a loose object on its own. Wrong button. Number period. Numpad, not the keyboard. So if we just select that, hit F to make a face, to make it solid. And select everything, deselect everything. And that's all that was wrong with that one. So this is actually a pretty easy model, for the most part, so far. I say so far because you never know what you're going to get into. And let's go and just hide everything but that. Okay, it looks like that's a solid object again. Unhide everything. So it looks like the shoulders is next. And let's hide everything but that. And this one actually looks like it's solid. And select everything, deselect it. And that one is solid. Just to check, that one is solid as well. So it looks like everything is solid again. So what we want to do, I'm going to save it, I'm just going to save as Iron Man thing. My tutorials area folder. And so now we can try a couple different things. One thing you can do to try to make the model a little bit more smooth when you want to print it is go into here, hit W, and then subdivide smooth. Kind of smooths out the character a little bit. Gives it way more detail. Makes it harder to work with, but you get a lot more resolution with it. Control J to join those two together. Select everything. Subdivide smooth. Did it twice for the other two. Only problem is it might cause slight defects with the contouring of it, but you can do the smoothing or not. It's up to you pretty much. Join those two together. I should join everything together. Subdivide smooth. Do that a couple times. That's just an easy way to get the resolution back up. I'm going to join everything that's not part of the main body together. And I'm going to do Boolean to add everything together. Union. And that looks alright. Carve, didn't like that. Uh-oh. That didn't like it, so let's go back to B-Mesh. Hit apply. Looks like we got some errors going on. And so by doing that, we created our own little problem here. So that didn't work. So what I'm going to do is revert it back to before we did the subdivide. Join it together first and then try subdivide. So join everything together there. And modify our Boolean, union. That looks good. Apply it. Now we can delete those. Okay, so everything seemed to go good except for a couple spots. We can fix these little ones. That's no big deal. So we can zoom on this one and figure out what's going on with it. Oh yeah, see, look, it's kind of a mess in here now. That we can just delete, I think. Or maybe not. Don't delete that one. this whole little plane area here. Delete that. Here. Don't want to do that one. Okay, you can delete all of that. Okay, that's gone. Okay, so now we got some cleanup over here. We can delete that one. Face there. Face there. Select that one. I'm going to do merge at last. Merge at last. Right there. Got a little straggler there. Well, these models are so complex, you have to go at it really detailedly, zoomed in really close. Hopefully, that took care of that problem there. Yep, it did. So we just have this little problem going on in the knee, so we can see, oh, that's easy. I don't know why I picked that up and not these. These don't need to be there at all. Test it again, and hasn't been showing the display keys. Sorry about that. Control Shift M. Nothing there. So it's a solid object again. So I'm going to save as. Just add a plus there. It adds a 1 at the end. Save as Blender file. So this is printable now. It should be able to export. I'm going to test it real quick. Save it as that. Remember to do selection only. Export. And do my printing software. I use Repetier. And tutorials. And it still says it's non-manifold. And it is really small. Wow. Okay. So even though it shows as manifold in here, there's probably a little tiny things all over the place that aren't showing up. Like the other shoulder has this thing going on. And if I click make manifold, it's going to go really goofy. Actually, it didn't. I'm surprised. Isolated, distorted, make manifold. See, it's got 9 and 9. 0, 0, 0. That should be good. We'll export it again. Just override it as the same one that we had. Where are we at? Reload it. And it's manifold. It's really small, but it's manifold. You can scale that up. Not rotate scale. Let's do 10 times. Let's do 20 times. So that looks like it would print now. And that's basically what you need to do if you want to take a model and convert it to an STL to be able to print it, just to make it manifold, and so there's no goofy stuff going on, especially inside of it. There's still goofy stuff going on inside of it, but that really won't show up that bad. So if we slice it, I'm not going to put any support or anything. I'll just do a regular slice on it just to see the layers. See, it's going to print the shoulders weird or not. That doesn't look too bad. But that would print. Let's see if we can make the do the subdivide surface thing. Subdivide smooth. Made it a little bit smoother. See, when you do that though, it kind of, if the model's not really sound, it causes all kinds of problems, like on the inside here. It did it both times. So if you really wanted to get that fixed, you'd have to kind of combine all this and fix all this geometry in here. It's all goofy already, so. Because when you subdivide smooth, it makes it so it kind of warps the whole mesh. But what you could do is just select certain areas. Probably be kind of cautious about it, but because it'll only do it in specific areas. But I bet if we did it now, they'd probably find somewhere that was non-manifold, but nope. That kind of works. So really, it's kind of the shoulders that were needs fixed up, but that's kind of all I was wanting to show today, is how to download a model and get it to be able to print it. And so for size wise, right now it's only 3 millimeters. So if you want to make that, I don't know, the orientation's all messed up on it too. It's actually 90 millimeters almost. Let's make it 100. I don't know how that happened. I'll go File, Save As, Iron Man 2, Save, and it saved as a full size. And if you wanted to, you could split that up and kind of cut off the arms. That's the hardest part, to print. Or with this would actually print rather well upside down if you had really good cooling to get all this printed, but it's hard to say. It's up to you. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.